Hey, what's up? So I've had like the most horrific time with my math book lately because I usually do my videos on photo booth, but for some reason the videos would like say they were recording. Toby's here. Alright, Toby. The videos would say that they were recording, yet I'd finish in like a 7-minute video and it would only have recorded like 47 seconds, and I proceeded to do this like 5 times since yesterday, and I couldn't find out what was wrong with it. So if anyone knows anything about Mac or photo booth and has had this problem, please help me. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about today is, oh, and also to let you guys know, this doesn't like flip the camera around like I'm on iMovie. This doesn't flip the camera around like photo booth does. So if I'm like fidgeting all funky with myself, I apologize because it's all reversed and crazy. So anyway, sorry. I wanted to talk about, and this is so funny because I've done this video so many times, yet I still manage to be horribly awkward and ramble every time ever. It's been like a minute and a half and I haven't even talked about what I want to talk about yet. So, what I want to talk about is being genderqueer and just the concept of like genderless-ness in our society and within the LGBT community as well. So primarily about the invisibility of being genderqueer. So this is going to be my attempt to kind of ramble about that. So basically, alright, I've been thinking a lot about boxes, like categories and labels, and as much as we all say we hate labels and that they put people in a box and that they create stereotypes, you know, I think we essentially need them because, first of all, it's like psychologically proven that it helps you remember things when you're able to kind of categorize them. And two, I think the labels help create identity, and when you have identity, then you can develop community. And so, like, say there's a label created and you think you fit into it, and you think other people somewhere out there fit into that too. You find them, and you kind of like come together with this like commonality, and you start forming a community. I mean, essentially, this is what the LGBTQ community is. It's a conglomeration of people with similar labels on them. So I don't think labels are all that bad. With that being said, we have a huge dichotomy of two very specific labels within our vocabulary, and that's male and female. And then there's this area in the middle that exists but doesn't have a lot of vocabulary for it. And when you're talking about maleness and femaleness, there's two different sectors. First you have biological sex, alright? And then you have your gender, right? So, take for example, somebody is born female, so they're biologically female, alright? There's one label in the two gender dichotomy there, biological female. But let's say they feel male or they identify as trans and are transitioning, you know, so their gender expression is male. So biologically female, their gender's male, and let's say that this person dates only females, is only attracted to females, they identify as heterosexual, okay? So this is a pretty good sized population here. I mean, I'm friends with, and on YouTube, subscribe to and watch videos every day of people that fit into this category, and that's awesome, and I love it. But for me, for example, okay, so I can't get over this whole camera thing, alright, so I'm biologically female, alright, but I don't feel female as far as my gender. I also don't feel male as far as my gender. I feel both and neither kind of at the same time, which sounds contradicting, but it's true. So, biologically female, don't have this number 2 way to identify properly, because like I said, there's not really vocabulary for genderless-ness. If you're talking about genderless-ness, it's like non-existent, you know? So how do you really come up with words for that? So therefore, if I don't have a gender, it's really difficult for me to have a sexual orientation too. And I realize that's not that big of a problem because, you know, sexuality is pretty fluid anyway and whatnot. But, you know, I still think it'd be nice to kind of like find a community of people who don't really have sexual orientations because they don't have genders. So I think that whole thing kind of creates a lot of invisibility for people that are genderqueer. Okay, so take for example, you know, I talked about in my last video, I volunteer at the LA Gay and Lesbian Center, and I work in the mental health clinic there. I don't volunteer, I intern there, sorry. In the mental health clinic where I do individual therapy with clients. And, you know, you have to fill out these pretty big intakes, and at the very top it's, you know, check off the boxes that apply. Male, female, transgender F to M, transgender M to F, gay, lesbian, bisexual. Those are the boxes there. So even if I were to go into one of the most, like, this place has to be extremely open-minded and extremely accepting, because for the people that come in here probably don't have anywhere else to go. Yet, if I were to do an intake there, the first thing that I have to fill out, I already kind of feel like I don't fit in this, you know? And bathrooms too, that's an interesting one. This place I work at has a gender-neutral bathroom. That is one of the only places I've seen with a gender-neutral bathroom in Los Angeles. You know, when I walk into the women's room and I feel like I'm intruding, and I walk into the men's room and I feel like I'm intruding. You know, I don't walk into the men's room, I'll take that back. I primarily use the women's bathroom unless I'm like at a gay bar and I'm wasted. Because when you get over the fact that I look like a 16-year-old boy, 17-year-old boy, and actually look at my face, it's pretty obvious that I'm female, biologically. So I never have people tell me I'm in the wrong bathroom, but I do sometimes get double takes, and it's just always weird. It's always weird no matter what bathroom I go into. It's never gonna fit. And as far as like dealing with my dysphoria, my body dysphoria, like I can't take anything that's gonna change me into being just masculine enough more to make myself comfortable with my body. If I took completely took hormones and became fully male, like I probably have a similar amount of dysphoria also, because I don't feel fully male either. And now this is getting long. Last thing I wanted to say is I think it's funny that sometimes, you know, I'll go out to the store to buy something, and someone will like glance at me for a second, not really, like I said, not really look at my face, and call me sir. And then they look at me and they look like all embarrassed, and they're like, oh my god, I mean ma'am. And I'm like, I laugh, and they're apologizing. I'm like, what? Why are you apologizing? Like, that was kind of a compliment, because you got it. I first thought I was male, and then you thought I was female. Like, I look like both, and I feel like both. But that's, to see someone like that is, and to make that judgment on somebody is like such an embarrassment to both people, according to, you know, the guy at the register, that it's weird. I don't know. It's very interesting. So, for how many times I've tried to make this video, I feel like I didn't really verbalize what I was trying to say properly, but if anyone else can relate or wants to add anything or make any comments, that'd be rad. Alright, have a good one. Bye.